In the headlines, one rescued as building under construction collapses in Abuja. Bandits abduct 150 villagers in Zamfara state. 8 die in Kwara Road crash. On the foreign scene, 6 Palestinians killed in Israeli raids in the occupied West Bank. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Abdurrahman Omar. Thanks for joining. And now the news in full. One person has been rescued from the partial collapse of a building under construction in the Federal Capital Territory FCT, Abuja. It was gathered that the incident occurred on Saturday at a construction site in the Central Business District beside Taj Bank in the nation's capital. This was disclosed in a statement by the spokesperson of the Federal Capital Territory Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, Nkechi Isa, who said the agency was informed about the collapse 1 hour after the construction workers unsuccessfully tried to rescue their trapped colleague to no avail. The team from FEMA and the FCT Fire Service were able to rescue the trapped man with the aid of extrication equipment and the construction company's excavator. The victim was part of laborers casting the first floor of the building when the entire cast fell on him, the statement read. According to Isa, the victim is currently receiving treatment at the National Hospital, Abuja. Visiting the site, FEMA's Acting Director General Muhammad Sabu urged developers to always adhere to the building codes and standards. He called on construction companies and developers to avoid the use of substandard materials or cut corners during construction. In another development, suspected armed bandits on Friday abducted 150 persons, mostly women and children, in Maru local government area of Zamfara state. The bandits also killed one person during the operation that lasted for hours. According to a resident, this is coming barely a week after bandits abducted 17 persons in Rondurawa village of the same local government area. The armed bandits, it was learned, attacked Mutunji, Konardusi, Sabon Garin Mahuta and Ungwar Kawu villages during the operation. A resident of Mutunji from one of the villages attacked, who craved anonymity, said the terrorists stormed the affected villages around 9 p.m. on Friday and carried out the operation in all 4 villages simultaneously. Furthermore, another resident who also craved anonymity said the bandits, who are suspected to be from the same gang, divided themselves into 4, with each group attacking one village. The resident therefore appealed to the state and federal governments to come to their aid by providing adequate security personnel that will protect them and their properties. We spoke to Media Trust Northwest Regional Editor Yusha Adamu, who gives an update on the abduction.
Yeah, of course, the residents were left in serious panic. And from the little information we are having is that the genesis of the attack obviously is related to the levy put in place or put place on the residents by the bandits. You know, previously in our previous updates, we have said it that the bandits have placed a levy of 200 million on the Tunji and the environs villages. So they started paying the ransom, but unfortunately some villages around did not respond to the request. So this is what provoked the bandits to come in the early, around 9 o'clock yesterday to attack the villages. Of course, they have scared the people, unlike the Urawa attack, where they did it quietly and silently. This time around, they fire several gunshots into the air, which scared the residents. So that what led to the abduction of mostly women and children during the operations. Like in Sabon Garin Mahuta, they abducted about 32 people, mostly women and children, because they could not run away from the village. But the able people have run into the bush for their lives. So this is the genesis. And maybe now the second factor that maybe we can say contributed is the lack of presence of security personnel. The residents are complaining bitterly that they don't have security personnel in their localities, which is a serious danger because they are prone to the attack by bandits and whatever group. So this is the situation for now. For now, nobody knows where the victims were taken to because I have said in our previous updates that these villages shares border with thick forest that link Maru and other local governments down to Kaduna and Kebbi states.
Still on security matters, troops of Sector 3 Multinational Joint Task Force MNGTF say they have neutralized 4 Boko Haram terrorists at Malam Fatori in northern part of Borno State. The Chief Military Public Information Officer of MNGTF, Lieutenant Colonel Abubakar Abdullahi, who disclosed this in a statement released in Maiduguri on Friday, said the terrorists were neutralized in Walu, Gashigar and Kudagurgu villages. Abdullahi said during troops advanced to Gashigar to clear remnants of Boko Haram terrorists, 2 terrorists were encountered and were neutralized at Walu Walada. He explained that the operation resulted in the recovery of 2 AK-47 rifles, 3 magazines and 29 rounds of 7.62mm special ammunition. In another development, troops of Operation Safe Haven maintaining peace in Plateau and some parts of Bauchi and Kaduna states have arrested the suspected killer of a young couple that was murdered at Beko Comprehensive Government Secondary School, Kwe Village in Riom local government area of Plateau State. The troops also arrested a suspected gun manufacturer who specializes in fabricating guns in Ban Village of Barikiladi, local government area of the state. Adomusa completes the story.
Parading 11 suspects at the headquarters of Operation Safe Haven, the spokesperson of 3 Division of the Nigerian Army, Major Ishaku Sebastian, said the troops apprehended the suspects who were involved in various criminal activities in the state, including the suspected killers of the secondary school teachers and a gun manufacturer. Major Ishaku explains how the suspected gun manufacturer and killers of the couple were arrested.
I'm glad to inform you that troops of Operation Safe Haven have successfully apprehended 12 suspects involved in various criminal activities, including the prime suspect in the gruesome murder of young couple at Beko Comprehensive Government Secondary School, Kwe Village, in Riom local government area of Plateau State, and the killer of Honorable Dung Chalong over a land dispute at Chit Village of Hepan District. Also with us is Mr. Sunday Marcus, an operator of a weapon manufacturing factory at Ban Village Barrack in Ladi local government area.
Some of the suspects spoke to journalists on their involvement in the crimes. I don't know anything. I was just rearing my cattle around the area when the incident occurred. There are many cattle rearers around the area. I wasn't the only person. I remember hearing people shouting that there were gunshots around and some people were killed, but I don't know anything.
I used to sell it because each one, I used to sell it 25,000.
So who are those that you sell it to? What kind of category of people do you sell it to?
Sons, I will make it to sell for vigilante.
According to the spokesperson of the division, the GOC 3 Division and Commander Operation Safe Haven, Major General A.E. Abubakar, expressed gratitude to the public for their support and cooperation to troops of Operation Safe Haven and assured that troops will remain committed, firm and tireless in bringing perpetrators of criminal acts to justice. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
In the meantime, former governor of Jigawa State, Sule Lamido, says the current hardship in the country will take Nigerians to the grave because of President Bola Tinubu's continuity with policies of former President Muhammadu Buhari. Lamido speaks to media trust group's Northwest Bureau Chief Ahmed Dati in Kano. Take a look.
Cost of living crisis in the country may worsen, according to report, because the number of Nigerians living on less than $1 per day may rise to 40 million. President Bola Tinubu had, after removing fuel subsidy on May 29th, asked Nigerians to endure the hardship that followed for a prosperous future. For the former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sule Lamido, Nigerians were the architect of this problem by bringing the APC to power, rejecting the PDP at the election in 2015 and the subsequent elections.
After 8 years, Tinubu came, he still continued where Buhari stopped. So the next destination is our grave. It's our next destination, the grave. Because the journey is now moving, carrying on the trail line of poverty, hunger, insecurity, hate, despondency, frustration, anger, pain, agony, ordeal. And the destination is the grave.
On the allegation that the ruling party is turning the country into a one-party state, capturing state it lost on the ballot through the law courts, Lamido believes those in power do not exhibit the character of statesmen.
When they try to win every election, by hook or crook, they'll say, okay, go to tribunal. That's what they say. They'll do all they can to win the election. And they'll say, okay, fine, go to tribunal. And by the time you go there, they're there earlier than you. Isn't it? I mean, if the whole CGN of Nigeria would attend a party organized by G5 governors and show its own support for them, it says a lot about judiciary.
He also dismissed insinuations that imposing his son led the party to lose the election in his native Jigawa state, saying he was rather humiliated by his party and former President Goodluck Jonathan because of partisan political interests. Ahmad Detti, Trust TV News, Kano.
In a sad development, the Kwara Sector Commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps has confirmed the death of 8 travelers at Oke Onibin along Omwaran Ilorin Road in Erepodun local government area of Kwara State. Corps Commander Stephen Daolung confirmed the death in a statement signed by the Public Relations Officer of the Corps, Bosari Basambo. Daolung said that immediately after they received the report of the crash, the FRSC standby rescue team at Omwaran Unit Command was immediately mobilized to the scene for rescue. Daolung further noted that the victims were conveyed to Ajishafe Hospital, Omwaran, for medical attention, while the 8 corpses were deposited at the mortuary of Adeyemo Hospital, Omwaran. He said that further investigation revealed that the crash was caused by speed, wrongful overtaking and poor visibility. Now, the need to increase the public awareness on the adverse effect of violence against women in order to reduce impact on their health has again been emphasized. This came to the fore as stakeholders gathered to mark the 2023 International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women in Abuja. Will Samson reports.
The day is a period of 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, which is observed from the 25th of November to the 10th of December every year since 1981. The Nigerian Demographic and Health Survey 2018 found out that 9% of women aged 15 to 49 had suffered sexual assault at least once in their lifetime, while 31% had experienced physical violence. According to stakeholders, the importance of the day lies in creating awareness on these statistics with a view to reducing, if not ending, such abuses.
Today is extremely important all over the world, internationally, because we want a stop to violence against women. Women with disability face this violence triple, because a woman on wheelchair, when it's being violated, she don't have voice. A woman that cannot see, a woman that can't talk. So this violence against women and girls with disability is triple than the other ones. So we should come together, put our hands together and fight it.
Women to unite, number one, to invest and to prevent gender-based violence against women and girls.
Government officials at the commemorative outing reaffirmed the government position in making sure the violence against women become a thing of the past.
We certainly are. We're in the process of it. I assure you that if you observe as we go along, we're taking our time with the gender bills so that when they come out, they are just right and acceptable to all. That is one of the reasons it was we that wrote to applied for the approval of the mobile courts. That's one of the first measures we are taking, and we're probably doing a lot of sustainable empowerment. After the empowerment, then we look at sensitization, and we're going to do the sensitization in the language they understand, like town criers in places that are not very exposed, and radio and televisions in some areas. Then after that is done, we get the whistleblowers to alert us if anything is going on.
The justice system that the minister is trying to rejuvenate by bringing the mobile court is going to catch up with them. They should desist from doing that act, or else they will find themselves languishing in jail.
Violence and abuse affect not just the women involved, but also their children, families, and communities. These effects include harm to an individual's health, possible long-term harm to children, and harm to communities, such as lost work and homelessness. Hence, the need to put an end to them. Noel Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Now watching news update on Trust TV coming up ahead. Train passengers hail introduction of electronic ticketing system. Details of that and more after the break. Please stay with us.
With overcrowded and obsolete infrastructure, residents are caught in a web of skyrocketing rent and controversial demolition exercises.
As an old woman managing your life, they demolish my shop. There are young boys that they also demolish their shops. Where do they want us to go? You can't get a room in Abuja here for 200,000.
Was hit by the housing crisis are the many indigenous people of the FCT. Officials are determined to curb slum communities in the FCT. The marching orders are clear: no more illegal buildings.
What really happened? Some shops were put up where they are not supposed to be. We had understanding with that community, in fact with the community leader. We met several times years back. We understood ourselves. We gave time to each other so that we could respond as at when due. But this unfortunate incident happened.
With limited resources and education, the community's development is stunted. Demolitions have left many indigents with no place to call home.
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is the news update on Trust TV. And here is a recap of some of our top stories. One rescued as building under construction collapses in Abuja. And bandits abduct 150 villagers in Zamfara State. Now to other stories. Despite the infusion of modernity into the ancient business of blacksmith, operators are still earning a living from it. Some blacksmiths say if supported with the modern tools, they can compete favorably in the market. Trust TV's Bello Musa visited Gidan Makira in the ancient city of Zaria and sent in this report.
They are blacksmiths, also known as Makira in Hausa, and the place they ply their trade is called Makira. This has been their source of livelihood for years. This serves as the local industry which produces tools for households use, farmers, and weapons for war in the ancient days. This house has been in existence for hundreds of years, and it was the then Emir of Zazzau, Malam Abdul Salam, that gave our forefathers the land to build the house when they migrated to Zaria. It is one of the historic houses in Zaria. This cultural building of the house has been there for ages. It comprises many compounds with a nuclear family. The only way for them to keep this old practice alive is to transform the skills to these children at an early age. More than 100 children in this house who all belong to this family, and all of them are learning this trade from early age. This zuga-zugi is key in the makera, as it is used as a source of energy to melt or bend the iron into different shapes. However, the cost of iron is affecting their production. Challenge is iron. In the past, iron was available and affordable, and we used to even get it for free. But now, we buy it at an exorbitant price, which is affecting our business. In northern Nigeria, farmers, local barbers, and households are still patronizing blacksmiths called makera in Hausa. They are therefore calling for government's intervention to boost their business. Bello Musa, Trust TV News Kaduna.
The Nigeria Railway Corporation has rolled out the e-ticketing on the newly launched Lagos-Ibadan train service and Warri-Itakpe train service. This is a follow-up to the automation of the ticketing system on the existing Abuja-Kaduna train service. Report.
The introduction of electronic ticketing solutions by the Nigerian Railway Corporation was designed to end the seemingly unending complaint of ticket racketeering. This finally became a reality after the NRC secured the certificate of no objection from the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission (ICRC). Minister of Transportation, Senator Saidu Alkali, performed the launch of the electronic ticketing system recently in Abuja. The ticketing system was a concession with two companies that will run the system for 10 years. Managing Director of the Nigerian Railway Corporation, Fidet Ohiria, said the introduction of the e-ticketing would eradicate complaints of ticket racketeering. Trust TV correspondent who visited the Babatunde Raji Fashola train station in Agege, Lagos, observed the online ticketing process, which most passengers are now taking advantage of. Passengers who spoke to Trust TV hailed the innovation, which they described as a welcome development.
About this new development with the railway station, I think this is a very good step in the right direction. The environment, the structures, and the comfort in place, I think, is something worth commending.
Experience is good, quite conducive, and relatively okay. But for the online payment, of the truth, it was hanging, it wasn't delivering from the beginning. When I started, when I tried to when I tried to buy my ticket, but eventually it went in and I was able to buy the ticket.
Well, for now, I think their infrastructure-wise, they've done well. But we all know Nigerian problem is maintenance. So I hope and I pray that they will keep maintaining the standard they've set for themselves. They should not allow anything to go bad again. I mean, we are aspiring to be one of the great countries in the world. So I'm just hoping that they will be able to keep this up.
It is the expectations of the passengers that the e-ticketing is not only sustained and improved upon, but that the train facilities are maintained as at when due to improve the transportation sector in the nation's commercial capital and the adjoining cities.
In international scene, at least 6 Palestinians have been killed in Israeli raids in the occupied West Bank. Palestinians' Red Crescent says Israeli army besieged 2 hospitals in the occupied West Bank in a night of deadly raids. The exchange on the second day of the 4-day truce was delayed for hours over Hamas allegations that Israel was violating the truce deal. More than 14,800 Palestinians were killed in Gaza since October 7th. In Israel, the official death toll stands at 1,200. Now, on sports news, after 2 days of intense competition, House of Ariwa have emerged champions of the inaugural Emir Ado Bayero Dembe Championship Cup held at Lorai Palace in Kano. The championship, organized by the African Warriors Fighting Championship (AWFC), the leading promoter of Dembe boxing, was part of events to celebrate the legacy of traditions, a year-long festival showcasing Kano culture along with the Kano Emirate Council. At the event, 16 athletes from Dembe houses of Ariwa, Kudawa and Gurumada competed in 8 bouts, with House of Ariwa coming out victorious. House of Ariwa won 6 out of 8 bouts to secure the Emir's Cup, which was presented to them by His Royal Highness, the Emir of Kano, Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero. The traditional wrestling event attracted over 5,000 fans, while many streamed it live via AWFC, ARTV, and Legacy of Traditions social media pages. Also speaking on the championship, founder of African Warriors Fighting Championship, Maxwell Kadu, said the championship celebrates African tradition. Still on sports news, Katie Taylor H passed Britain Chantilly Cameroon via majority decision in a thrilling light welterweight title fight in Dublin. Ireland's Taylor avenged the only loss of her career in an extraordinary bout at 3 Arena on Saturday to become a 2-weight undisputed champion. Taylor almost hit the deck in the final seconds, but stayed on her feet in a crucial moment for the scorecards. One judge scored it a draw, while the other 2 were 98 to 92, 96 to 94 for Taylor. And with that, welcome to the end of the Trust TV News Update. Do not forget to follow us across all our media platforms and our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentary. I am Abdurrahman Omar. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.